Hello guys, welcome to the channel. So in this video, we're going to talk about things that you need to know when coming to Ghana. What you need to understand about Ghana. By watching this video, you are probably going to understand Ghana better than all the videos you've watched all together. So let's dive into it. All right, I'm going to start with the leasing system. We have a lot of people with issues with the leasing system in Ghana. What do I mean by that? Well, in Ghana, since 2019, a lot of lands, you can't buy it outright, right? You can't have paperwork that shows that you own the land forever. And if you're a foreigner, you get 50 years. If you are a Ghanaian, you get 99 years maximum. Why is this? Why does it even make sense at all? You can sell land freehold or leasing system. This is not, unique to Ghana. It is something that happens. The reason why this makes sense for Ghana in particular is because, as we are all aware, people out here do not earn a lot of money. So the average Ghanaian goes to hell to buy a $5,000 land, whereas somebody living in UK, US can come up and buy 10 of those easily. It's a lot easier for somebody staying outside of Ghana to buy 10 times the land that the average Ghanaians will buy or can buy. This system in place is actually protecting them, right? You cannot buy the land and own it outright. I mean, if you come to Ghana, you will see a lot of foreigners in the country, a lot of Lebanese, a lot of Chinese, a lot of Indians, a lot of Turkish people, and people from other races are out here, and they are leasing these lands, right? Imagine if these people can come in here with their millions and billions of dollars and come and buy the lands outright. The chiefs are in charge of the land. Chiefs to families. I'm on the ground. I'm into land. I sell land, especially in Afenya, Tema, Shai Hills area. And now I'm expanding to other places. So if you're interested in land in Ghana and you want a reliable person who can make that happen, I am your guy. Reach out to me. We still have land available. I've sold land to a lot of people. Nobody has ever lost land with me before. So all the scary stories that we hear about Ghana with land and all that, if you know what you're doing, you'll be fine. So it's going to hurt the country if we are to sell all lands outright. It's going to hurt the country. So it's your selfish needs. And when the 99 years is up or when your 50 years is up, you're not going to buy the land all over again, right? You are usually paying like 5%, 10% of it just to keep it going. It is not that much of a big deal. But if they do have to put a trigger, what do I mean by that? A foreigner is misbehaving or whatever, the leasing agreement, they can use that against you. And that is good for the country, right? If we can all start being so selfish and, trying to possess everything, right? We are not going to leave this world with the land in our hands. So what's your problem with you leasing and your kids coming over later on to pay a little bit to the family, the school or whatever? We pay our property taxes to the UK, to America. We pay it with no problem every month, right? Just 1 year property tax alone will be more than you renew your lease after 99 years. So just relax, right? This is the reason why I actually think it makes sense to lease land in Ghana. Just stop panicking. There are not court cases out there that, the chiefs refused to renew land and took people's houses. It's not going to happen. So relax. I know as human beings, we like to be pessimistic and always look at the negative side, but that's not the case with the leasing system. It is not that deep. A lot of people get mad when they hear other people talking about this building is going to cost 30,000 USD or $100,000 US dollars. In Ghana, they say USD. I always used to say dollars until I came to Ghana and I realized that they do differentiate the difference between Canadian dollars and US dollars. So they say USD so that they are talking about US dollar, which is quite popular in Ghana. As a matter of fact, we have an issue right now in the country and we're going to get into that. Why do people price stuff in US dollars, especially houses? Now we're going to get into it. Since I've been down here, prices of cement has more than doubled. It's up like 250% in the past 3 years. So when I'm listing a building, right, I'm listing a house for $100,000 and the cities has depreciated. When I came to the country 3 years ago, was $1 was 5.7. The currency is not reliable in the long term, right? And prices of building materials is mimicking the depreciation of the cities. What do I mean by that? When a bag of cement, for simplicity's sake, is going for 100 Ghana cedis, and $1 equals 10 Ghana cedis. When the cedis depreciate, when $1 becomes like 12 Ghana cedis, the price of cement goes up. So there's a lot of moving parts in the building and it mimics the dollar. As the cedis is depreciating, they are increasing the price. So for a developer to get their money back and some profit, they're going to lock it in with a dollar. So whether the cedis is depreciating or not, the dollar is still going to be the same. And they're going to end up making their $20,000 profit, $15,000, $30,000, whatever it is. That's the reason behind it. The cedis is unreliable. And it's unprofessional for me to list a building for 1 million Ghana cedis, and then 2 months later, because it has depreciated, let's say the 1 million Ghana cedis was $1 equals 10 Ghana cedis. When you divide 1 million, you get $100,000. And now in 2 months, it had depreciated from 1 to 12. It happens, right? Now that money is much, much less. So I'm better off just pricing in dollars, lock it in, and I don't care about what happens to the cities. So a lot of people have been transacting in dollars in Ghana, and it's becoming a problem. It's becoming a problem in the sense that the cities is highly unreliable, and it's not the problem of the citizens and the individuals, right? As human beings, we are selfish by nature, and we are trying to always beat the system. So people have devised a way that what if I have cities that I'm not using, I change it into dollars, and then I keep it. So when the cities depreciate, I'm ready to use it. I just change it, and I will not lose my money's value, right? That's what people are doing to fight this. And as more people put pressure on the dollar for exchange, right? Because people want to hoard the dollar, they don't care about the cities. It had like ripple effect, and the cities have depreciated so much so that the government is threatened to close down individual dollar accounts. So there's the reasons behind why people price stuff in dollars, because if I list a building for 1 million Ghana cedis, you like the building, you come to me, and I'm telling you it's 1.2 now, you're going to say, oh, you're trying to scam me, you're unprofessional. This is actually happening with the land, right? We price land in cities because there is no moving parts to it. We haven't bought any equipment, we haven't bought any building materials, whatnot. We can equally just keep increasing the price on land. It's not as bad as the house. So if you land, some people price it in dollars just to lock it in, right? So you cannot be mad at that. It makes all the sense in the world if you do understand the economics behind it and what's happening on the ground. That's the only way you can protect yourself. Right? When we are building for someone, once we come to the cities, everything is priced in cities, but we divide it by whatever the exchange rate is at the date of preparation, and that's what you get, right? Because as the cities depreciate, they're going to increase prices of the materials, and we're not going to lose, because other than that, we're all going to lose. No developer is going to come out winning. We're all going to lose, and we don't have money to be using our own money to build on other people's houses. It's not going to happen. So we lock it into dollars. That is where that comes from. This is the logic behind it, and it makes all the sense in the world. So in Ghana, you can have multiple accounts, right? In multiple currencies. So you can have a dollar account and a cedis account, and most people do that. And they do that for the particular reason I just said, that they get the cedis and they exchange it to dollars. You receive money in dollars. You hold on to the dollars. When you are ready to use it, you exchange it to the cities just to not lose your money. In most places, people will buy like gold to retain the value of their money, or for their money to appreciate in value. So gold is more so, but a lot of people are not sophisticated. So they just get the dollar, which is also a fiat currency. Is gonna, the inflation is always also eating that away. But nonetheless, it's far better than the city. So a lot of people open dollar accounts to do this. And like I said, it's becoming a problem. The government is trying to take it down. Uncompleted buildings. When you come to Ghana, there are a lot of uncompleted buildings. And you ask yourself, why are these uncompleted buildings like all over Ghana? What's going on? It's a couple of reasons behind this, and you must understand and appreciate it. So some uncompleted buildings, people have finished the bottom part and they are living in it. The reason behind that is because getting a loan out here is not a joke. And if you do get it, first of all, they charge you a lot of money to get a loan in Ghana. Like they charge you to get the money. You pay for application fees and all that. By the time you're done, they've charged you a lot of money, like 3% of the mortgage costs on just application fees, which is bizarre. They even make you do a physical test, right, to make sure you're not going to die soon. Yes. When I saw that, I was dying. It is real out here. So to get money, it is not worth the stress for a lot of people. Most people struggle. They do their best out of pocket, grinding, and then they get something done and then they move in. Some people are building slowly. They're not moving in. It's going to take them 10, 12 years, right? So you see a lot of uncompleted buildings. That's the main reason behind it. And some of them is also in court, right? As Africans, we love to hate. We love to fight each other. And Ghana is no different. Ghana has a lot of issues when it comes to land. Situations ended up in court. A lot of cases in court is actually land issues. Ghanaians don't like fighting about other stuff like that in court. It's only land. Like, it's crazy. You see someone that's so old in court all the time. I go to court and I see them and I'm like, why are you doing here? It's too old. You're too old for that, right? But that's what we love to do. They call it manso in Ghana. We like just being in argument and being in this quarrel, and it's like, why? Right? So I'm building and you want to stop me. You put injunction on my house, and then my house is, it's on break, and the case is going to be in court for 5, 10, 15 years, 20 years, right? Or somebody's building and a person passed away. And most of the time, when you pass away, that's when the family come together and start fighting over your property. Now it's going to go to court. It's going to go to court for a long time. We're going to see how it's going to be distributed, who should take it, whatnot. A building can stay there for 30 years while it's in court and the family just fighting, it's not moving forward. These are the reasons behind it. Other people also come down here, they try to build something. For example, there's this building by the Chinese people. They come down here, they try to raise money from their government, blah, blah. But you know what it is, they don't go through the project and just abandon it and they leave it like that. Also, some people, like us Africans, we hate paying for professional fees. So some people might be building, but they didn't consult the right engineers, the right architects, and they just started building right out of nowhere, and the building basically failed. And they were like, why should I keep building this if it's going to end up collapsing? They just leave the building there and they just forget about it, right? So these are the reasons behind a lot of uncompleted buildings in Ghana, but some of them are actually in progress. Also, people will be building, and then a lot of Ghanaians, right, the average Ghanaian want to get out of Ghana. They want to run away. They don't want to be here. So they might be building, make it work, right? I mean, if you are trying to leave the country and you have not figured it out yet, what you're going to do? You're going to do your best. So they are building, but as soon as they get the passport, they're like, Ghana is hell. I don't want to come here anymore. They forget about the house. They forget about everything. They leave it abandoned and they are gone. So these are all the, reasons why there are a lot of uncompleted buildings in Ghana. The reasons vary, as, I just laid out beautifully for you. Greetings. I mean, if you are coming from the US, UK, New York, especially. When I was in New York, when you stand in the elevator with somebody, you're not even greeting the person. You're not looking the person's eye. Look in the person's eye, you've got a problem. It's like you're trying to fight them, right? Like, I'm not saying everybody's like that, but New York is all about me. Mind your own business, go your way. It's like that in most Western countries, but Ghana is community-oriented. Though they will get one up on you when you give them the chance. It's community-oriented. They're going to greet you. They're going to be very friendly to you. So when you come here and you are not trying to greet people and you're trying to stay in your lane because you don't want any issues because of your programming, because of where you're coming from, it is actually, considered quite disrespectful that, you are stuck up, or like you are living your life how you've been living your life your whole life, basically. Like, there's nothing wrong, but here is a big problem. If you live in a community where you are not greeting people, you are not reaching out to people, you are not being nice, you just mind your own business, you stay in your lane. Like in the West, that's what it is. We all stay in our own lane. We are not, we're not by the community. That's why a lot of people are depressed right now, right? Here, it is absolutely like community oriented. Neighbors know you, like neighbors will check your kids and all that. It's community oriented, and you must allow that to happen. It's like that. And if you're not doing that, then you're going to have issues in Ghana. And finally, the real estate market in general in Ghana. Well, you got to understand that there are a lot of issues, especially with land in Ghana. And the people who know how to go about these things are the ones making the money. I particularly feel like this land situations in Ghana could easily be solved if they really want to solve it. Like, it's literally like 3 lines. It can solve it. Somebody selling land that doesn't belong to them, 5 years in jail. And somebody take you to court and you find out it's frivolous, they just wanted to waste your time, 5 years in jail. Like, 5 years in jail, 5 years in jail, 5 years in jail. Trust me, this land situations will be over overnight. But there are a lot of people, benefiting from this land issues and the chaos that's going on in Ghana. And people have figured it out. The people figure it out are making money and making businesses out of it, right? So don't hate a player. Understand the game, right? So this is the reality on the ground. There's a lot of money to be made in Ghana because it's developing rapidly. It's a lot of foreigners. Sometimes I'm like, what? There's a lot of foreigners in Ghana, a lot. And it doesn't matter where you are. Well, I'm talking about the Greater Accra region. You're going to see foreigners, right? I'm outside, like somewhere in Tema, and you see foreigners all the time. You go to Shah Hills, you see foreigners. You in town, you see Chinese, Lebanese, you see these people, Japanese, like all over. So people are pouring into the country. Like throughout history, they've been, shift of economic prosperity. It was England and, moved to the US and now China, and it's going to come to Africa, and people are spotting that. People are pouring in masses. What I'm telling people, like, if you don't want to move to Ghana, it's not easy. I understand. It's absolutely not easy at all. And I always keep it transparent and real on the channel that it is absolutely not a joke to come here, because to earn money here, it's like looking for gold. But once you find it, you can mine the hell out of it. Once you figure it out, you can make a lot of money in Ghana. But to figure it out, it is not a joke. So what you can do is, if you don't plan on moving here, just start acquiring properties. And look no further. But Russian properties, my link is in the description below. Just reach out to me. You're looking for land, I'll show you what I got. And you're not going to have any issues. You don't have to understand anything. We will deal with it for you. But property is what you want to get, because 40 years from now, 30 years from now, you come to Ghana and everything is so expensive and you get mad. Like, oh, Ghanaians are greedy. Why is this expensive? The real estate market is expensive, blah, blah, blah. This was not the case about 20 years ago. 20 years ago, you can get a plot of land for $500. Do you know that people bought land in East Legon for $1,000? They didn't value the land. They didn't value the land at the time. They didn't value the location to the airport. The real estate market was It wasn't that thing. People weren't investing heavily in Ghana, right? That was about 20 years ago. So should you have bought a lot of land 20 years ago, you would have been massively rich. The people who bought land in Spintex. I met a client not long ago. He was showing me a property in Tema for me to sell. It's gonna come on the channel pretty soon. And he's got a place in Spintex, and he bought it in 1995 or something, right? She's a long time ago. And that land is going for about $300,000 now per plot. He spent less than $1,000. So you can become massively rich by acquiring land in strategic places in Ghana because it's growing very fast, right? The growth is rapid. So 30 years from now, when you come in here in a place like Shai Hills, Afenia, you know, these places I'm selling land is going for $200,000, $100,000 per plot, like Boteman just did, $80,000, $100,000 per plot over there. And that was not the case just about 4 or 5 years ago. Don't get mad because you have the opportunity to buy the land now and you didn't. So people get out here and they get Ghana is crazy. Why you guys sending? You didn't buy it when you had opportunity. So don't hate the player. Understand the game. What can you buy now? And one thing I also realize is us Africans, we like flashy things that's already built. We are not builders. Why am I saying that? Upon observation, I realized that I go to places and I see these Chinese, Lebanese, Indians in places that's developing, right? They sacrifice the comfort. They sacrifice the East Legon, the airport residential, and you see them at Shai Hills. It is not a jungle, but it is not as fancy as over there. And that's where they are making their money. They are making bank. They are putting up huge block factories. They are putting up huge manufacturing, plants and shipping stuff out. They are here to do business. Why would you go to where the competition is? Right? You go to where there's no competition, dominate. And that's what these people are doing. I noticed that African Americans, Ghanaians that live outside, when we come back, we are bougie. We want to be in an environment where it's clean, like high end, like we don't want to get our fingernails dirty. And these people are willing to do it. So don't hate on them. Don't hate on the foreigners. They're doing what you're unwilling to do, right? They're doing what you're unwilling to do. And they are buying these lands. They bind it up. You need to understand this is just a tip that I want to share with you. It's my observation being on the ground. And it's the reality. And you just gotta, wake up to it and use this information to your advantage. Now, if you've not subscribed to the channel, I'm always coming up with valuable content like this. Kindly do so and, hit the subscribe button, like the video as it helps to the algorithm. Let me know what you think. And until next time, my friends, be legendary. Peace.